Okay, so this last class is about automation, domination. You want to make sure a lot of your efforts are automated, and that way you don't have to worry about them every single day. And we're going to talk about students and leads. Okay, this will be a pretty good class, so we're going to go right into it. And then after that, we'll have our last instructor roundtable. So you'll be able to ask Brandon and Krista some questions, Sean the Shark, myself, and also Nima's outside if you need help with Perfect Mind. Okay, and also Quinn's out there as well. So this is our last class. I'm going to turn it over to Sean. Let's give Sean a big round of applause, everybody. Awesome class.
Well, thank you, Sensei. You guys, I apologize. My voice is on its way out, so I'm going to do the best to hang in here. Okay, so we're going to get started right away. So student automation, more or less kind of what we're going to talk about in this class is turning everything within your school through Perfect Mind. All this stuff is based on using Perfect Mind to automate everything. So earlier in the day I spoke about, I feel like one of my successes for the school is some freedom, not being bound in terms of time. And time is, especially when you're like a sole proprietor or new in business, is like the biggest obstacle. Is I don't have enough time, don't have enough time to implement, don't have enough time to train my staff, don't have enough time for blah, 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 blah. Like everything, it's hard. But once you kind of get set up, it just starts to run. So you have to dedicate yourself to getting all the stuff set up. So these are some of the things that, from student sides of things, so people who are already enrolled in our program, that we can automate and get things going. Okay. First thing is student ratings. So that's attendance. All right. Tracking attendance and things like that. I'll explain exactly what ABC and NA is for those of you that don't know. I think probably the majority of people are already doing that. What class reports are. Again, I'm not sure how many people here are using class reports. Motivation. Sorry. Oh, yeah. Motivation, encouragement, recognition, belt letters, delinquents. Do you guys all do your own delinquents in here and stuff like that? Or you guys work with a billing company? Do your own? Okay, perfect. Actually, that one's really going to help. Renewals, upgrades, birthdays, retention. So that's 246. And finally, at the end, some high-level stuff. So we'll get started. Okay. Lead automation. So I'm kicking this. This is yours.
I just put that in because your students and then leads. So we're going to be going to both of them, and I'll help you out, Sean. I know Sean's losing his voice a little bit. So lead automation, these are some ideas that you could be automating for your leads. The first one would be also, like we do a lot of kids' birthday parties. Who does a lot of kids' birthday parties in here? Okay, I believe it's probably the number one way to generate leads for kids programs, if you have great kids' birthday parties. And eventually, I'll be able to bring down Sensei Preston. He does the birthday parties in my school. He did 72 birthday parties in 1 year. Yeah, the guy is crazy. And the problem is that no one could be like him. He's just really different and crazy at his birthday parties. But if you could take a little bit, or you could send some of your instructors learn just a little bit from him, just amazing. Like the little small things that he does, like it's just amazing. So anyway, when we have a birthday party, we're using an iPad now, but everyone has to fill out like a registration form for attending the birthday party with a liability waiver. We used to just have like a clipboard, and they had to fill out their first name, last name, liability waiver, email address. Okay, and every weekend we would come back on Monday, and we usually had 2 or 3 birthday parties every single weekend, so we'd have about 120 leads. Every single Monday. We would call them, and then if the ones that we didn't get in touch with, which was most of them, they would go into our database and we'd start emailing them. So, you want to also try to put them on automated systems to invite them to come in for their own birthday party, when they're getting the kids to come in. So kids' birthday parties, again, that was really probably the best low-cost marketing thing we did to build our school. Leads not contacted after 7 days. So when you have social site, what we do is that's part of our email nurturing system. When leads come in and they're not contacted after 7 days, they go into a nurturing system, which I'm going to talk about later. Cancel students. This is a market that a lot of people just forget about. Like you can get canceled students back. You might want to, when you lose a student due to like an instructor or a real bad experience, in case that did happen, you might want to just put them in a different category. You know what I mean? Like, we all have them. We all have them. While I was doing my last class before that, I had a Facebook message from just some guy who's Facebooking me because, remember Sensei Preston I was telling you about? Well, he called him because he wanted to cancel his program, and then Sensei Preston just was calling him about his, when his program was over, and the guy was just telling me I need to give him tips on customer service. So sometimes people clash. And the thing is, like, I honestly always have the back of my instructors, because I tell this to my instructors all the time too. I said, at the end of the day, all the students are going to quit. They are. I mean, no matter how good you are and great you are, like, you bring them to become world champion, it doesn't matter. They will quit at the end of the day. So, and you don't want your instructors to quit. So at the end of the day, like, I'll just try to coach them and say, listen, maybe you could have did this or you could have done that. But I'll just tell the parents, I'm like, listen, he's human. If you're not happy the way it happened or what the mistake he made, I'm sorry, but it does happen. So catch the back of your instructors. Dead leads, those are for schools like myself, Joyce, and people that have been open for a long period of time. Some of these people have been called for years. I try to just work on a filtration system to divide them up at least. You want to still try to get them on some type of system. Birthday party participants, that's kind of the same thing as birthday in 120 days. And the lead nurturing automation, I'll be going over that at the end. Okay, Sean, go over the next one. I'll help you out with your voice for a second. Is that cool? Sure. All right, so I'll help Sean out a little bit. He's, we both had like a sore throat, but I think I sound a little bit better, Sean. All right, so the importance of tracking attendance. And one thing I got, my school's a champion school, and Sean's a champion school. I learned so much from Sean when we worked together, because I had a different approach. He knows this too. I was all about energy and passion and on the mats, and that was really what I did. And when Sean came in, he really helped me systematize, attendance tracking and the small details from working with Master Freed. I got away with just having good classes and being a good instructor and pumping people up and always have energy. You know what I mean? So the importance of attendance tracking: each student is assigned an attendance rating to show their level of motivation. And whatever Sean's using for his attendance tracking system, I absolutely would use this. So you want to write this down, absolutely. Okay, so an A is attending 7 or more times a month. And this is through Perfect Mind. Okay, so A, 7 or more times a month, that's a highly motivated student. A B rating is someone that's attending 5 to 6 times a month. And they're motivated as well. Okay, usually at least almost 2 times a week on average. All right, a C is 3 or 4 times a month, and that is a person that is basically eventually going to quit. We know that. The C students, if you're using this attendance tracking system and you print out the report, this is a great report to put on a program director or one of your instructors to say, listen, these people are going to quit. It's only a matter of time. Okay? And then obviously NA, those people, they've already quit. You just don't know it yet. And that's attending 2 or less times a month. Another rule to give you on that one, this is a really good rule. I heard this, I don't know how many years ago. Some of you guys might have heard it. As soon as somebody misses one week of classes, there's a 75% chance they're ever coming back. If they miss 1 week. When they miss 2 weeks of classes, it's down to 50%. And you know that whether you're using Perfect Mind or attendance cards, as soon as they miss 2 weeks, it's like 50-50. Once they miss 3 weeks, it's down to 25. And everybody knows in this room, when you missed a month of classes, when you look at that card or that report, they haven't been for a month, that person is gone. They're the chances they come back is like miracles. Maybe you call them and, oh yeah, but because they're going to, the next thing you'll see, their credit card's canceled or their payments declined, and that's what happens. So this is a great system that you should be using. Use this one, especially if you want to have the reports like Sean. He walks in his staff meetings. I've seen it. They're going through their attendance reports, and he's just able to ask the instructors, okay, what's going on with these C students? What's going on with these NA students? The A students, they're the ones that no matter what, you could yell at them, scream at them, they're still going to be coming back, lining up, ready for class. All right, but the NAs and the Cs are the ones we have to work on. All right, so print class reports every class. All right, you got it, Sean?
So he's talking about the class reports. That's the whole point. Somebody asked me a question earlier about tracking attendance. Who was that? Okay, does everybody also track attendance in here? Or how do you guys track? Who does not track attendance? Everybody else tracks attendance? What do you guys use recipe cards, or do you guys use scan cards? What do you guys use? Mark, what do you guys use? Scan? Like the little keychain cards? Oh, so you have the card that you guys keep? Okay. We used to keep a little student card on a ring, which isn't quite the index file. Is the index file where you kind of you turn it around and you actually fill it in, or is it just a scan? Just a scan, that's it? Okay. Some people keep that, and that card is where they like bring it to the mat and they're like reading off the card, information off the card. Does anybody do that? No one does that? Okay. I changed from those little cards to the keychain tags probably about a year and a half ago. It's the best thing we ever did for attendance. Yeah. Yes. Yes. From 3 years old all the way till our oldest student. It's their responsibility. Well, whoever's at your front desk is monitoring that, and this is the guarantee. This is my class report. Every single class that we teach for martial arts, a class report is printed out at the front desk and brought to the instructor 5 minutes after the start of class. So what it does... Correct. Right, so now while maybe like they're jogging in the spot or they're in their splits or something like that, the instructor's reading over the report, counts the amount of students in the class, and checks the report to make sure it matches. Anything that's missing, oh, Bobby, you didn't scan, please go scan. They immediately go scan, they get registered, or you can check it off.
What about the students who are losing their card? I didn't bring it with me.
So a keychain tag, I mean, it's hard to lose because it's attached to your house keys or your car keys, right? So it doesn't happen as often.
3-year-old does, or even a 12-year-old doesn't get it. Parents drop them off, doesn't have it.
Right, so a couple things. One, as it teaches them responsibility. Two, I've seen some of them like sew it into their belt or onto their uniform, right? So they don't want to lose it. Yeah, no problem.
I know exactly what you're asking, like a lot of you guys too. Because here's the bottom line. Remember, I said I'm from Jersey, and I would go to Vancouver.
They lose them in Vancouver too.
No, but here's absolutely. But here's what I'm saying. Like I tried it. It was a disaster. It was absolute. Like yes, like I'm saying. Remember I said before I started, some things work for people and some things don't. You know what I mean? Like when he told me about this before, I remember I was in this room with him and Sensei Ingrid, and I was in this room and I felt like I was getting interrogated. They were like, "You need to do this. You need to do that. You need to do this." And I was like, this won't work. So remember, Sean? So yeah. It was pretty crazy. It was like anyway. What I'm saying is like I understand that what a lot of you guys are asking. I'm just letting you know from my perspective. I have the same thing that you were saying. Like 3-year-olds, parents are coming in, whatever. It works perfectly at their school. It's unbelievable, right? No, there wasn't a shot I tried it, and it was like it set me back for 2 months because I got rid of my entire system, went to the attendance cards, had to go back. So I mean, it's. I had to go back. We have boxes. I'm sure a lot of people have like a box, and then I have a Tigers box. So we put the barcodes on the box the attendance card in the box. So then we had a scanner. So then basically even if the kids went out on the mat, then the instructor would take the cards, give them to the front desk person, and scan them. Yeah, that's how we did it. Now, like I said, I understand what Sean's doing. I'm just trying to help some of the guys that maybe might work better for you if you have 3-year-olds coming in with kids. Yes.
Yeah, I added one thing to that because kids were losing cards or misfiling them and stuff. I just made a merge document that prints every student a master sheet, 30 barcodes, alphabetical in order, and it's like 20 pages deep. And that way, alphabetically, whoever lost their card can just go into that master list, and it's next to the scanner all the time.
Cool. Well, we'll take more questions on this at the end. Let's just let Sean continue there. Sorry, Sean.
No worries. Sometimes when people forget to, they just ask the person at the front desk if you can scan me in, and they get scanned in. It takes like 2 seconds with perfect scan, so it can happen. I know. Does anybody use a class report in here? No. Yes. Okay. Print it out from Perfect Mind. Perfect. So you're the first person ever I've seen raise their hand. Yes. So yeah, okay, that's awesome. Yeah. Our instructors are literally running to the front desk if they don't get a class report. Like they can't do it because it's telling them who needs stripes, who missed class, who's it has medical conditions, which is great. So if you have a makeup student in your class or a new student, you can say, hey, this guy is wheezing, and instead of yelling at him, it's he has asthma or whatever. It's right on there. Floor chats is for students who haven't attended in like the last if they're becoming an NA, then they need a floor chat, so we have to talk to them real quick, just a quick motivation. So it's telling you everything to do that right on that sheet. So I'm a huge advocate of the class reports, all right? And that only happens by tracking your attendance. If you're using the scan cards, that's fine. You can still print a class report. It's okay. You can still do it that way. The only thing, what I like about the keychain tags, instead of one person having to be responsible for 30 people are responsible for themselves. That's the only difference that we use. And it's awesome marketing. Every time that someone pulls out their car keys, they see your logo. They see, what's that? Oh, I kickbox. Oh, where? Oh, that Champions. Oh, it's the fist. It's awesome. Also, for another thing that's important for the ratings. So one, we can accurately see, A, B, C, and A. This is like old school. This has been around forever, the ratings of the students. If the single one thing that you do for managing the students is tracking their attendance and making sure that every time someone goes to a B, you get them back to an A. Every time they go to a C, you get them back to a B. And every time you want to prevent non-active students as much as possible. Because like Nick said, as soon as someone doesn't come for 3 weeks, yeah, like if you get them back, it's like 1 in 10 or something. It's ridiculous. It's really hard. Every time we have an instructor meeting once a month with our instructor team, and we actually talk about the non-active students that we brought back. And there'll be like 1 every month out of 12 instructors, adult instructors who are on their phone all week, because it doesn't happen very often. Okay, so through automation, what you can do is have these emails, these motivational emails that automatically get sent out on your behalf to your students, and they're personally addressed from you, right? So imagine A students, they don't get recognized. Well, they're always there, but how often, we're always calling the people that miss class. How often do you call your students that come to class? Right? So they automatically get a good job, like a recognition or a good job note automatically. And you can have that sent out, once every quarter, once every 6 months to your A students, and you can have it happen just once a week, or sorry, for one time, something like that. As soon as somebody misses a class, for B students, they can get an email that says, hey, we missed you in class. Very simple. C students, this is just an example of an email. There's quite a few, right? A goal reminder. For us, every level students have to fill out a goal setting sheet, and we write that into Perfect Mind. So what it will do, will actually take their goal and send it to them in the email and say, hey, remember this is your goal. We want to get you back on track, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So it's just like a personal touch. It actually personal because they're the one that wrote their own goal at that level. So it reminds them, they're like, oh, I'm starting to dip. Maybe I should come back. Or hey, are you closer to the school? That's an example. And again, that's all automated. You don't have to. Once you put it in once, it's set forever. Nima's going to show us a little bit later too. You can set it up based on their rank, based on their rating, based on their age. So literally, you set it up once, and it's done for your student forever. So if you set it up for all your brown belts, your student starts as a white belt. When he becomes brown, he's going to get that email that you set up 5 years ago. He's still going to get it, and that's all done through Perfect Mind. Okay. 5 balls for C students. That's another. It's about juggling multiple priorities. That's. I don't know if you guys have ever heard that story. These parables. The swordsman for motivation. The empty cup. Everybody knows the empty cup story. Does anybody know the empty cup story? Nobody knows the empty cup story. Okay, I don't think I put that one on there. We miss you cards. Sensei Nick, do you guys still send out we miss you cards? Good. We miss you cards every week. Every week?
Yeah, every week.
Oh, awesome. So the postcards? Right on. Okay. For injury, and then here's an example of a specific one. Is on January. We find over the Christmas holidays, a lot of people fall off, and sometimes we lose people there. So we send like a motivational January comeback email to all our students who are non-active. Okay. I think I have an example here. I'm gonna let you read that out. If you don't mind.
You read this one out? Okay, sure. Okay, I came across this quote and found wisdom in it. I hope it inspires you. Imagine life as a game in which you are juggling 5 balls in the air. You name them: work, family, health, friends, and spirit. You are keeping them all in the air when you realize the work ball is a rubber ball. If you drop it, it will bounce back up to you, but the other 4 balls, family, health, friends, and spirit, are made of glass. If you drop one of these, they will irreparably be scuffed, marked, nicked, damaged, or even shattered. They will never be the same. You must understand that and strive for balance in your life. Brian Dyson, CEO, Coca-Cola.
So I have it. This is one of the emails, again, to what are we talking about with this email? Multiple priorities, someone who's telling you they're busy. This is going out to adults see students. Generally, it's a time objection, right? Why aren't they coming? It's because they don't have time. They're studying, or they have this, they have kids, whatever. This is one that we might send. It's also available like in our list of merge files, which again, Nima's going to show you, that you can just, right from the page, you're on your student page, the instructor can hit email. This list pops up, and you can click it, and it's automatically going to set it. It will fill in, dear Jacob from Master so-and-so, okay? So that's part of that. I'll let you do the belt letters. Okay, awesome.
Okay, so belt letters. After every student successfully passes their belt exam, a belt-specific letter is emailed immediately, which does the following: congratulates them on their accomplishment, informs them on what to expect at the next level, outlines student expectation, sells products or services. That's awesome. So this is with example, Sir Sean, for the high yellow. Okay, so congratulations on passing for your high yellow. At this level, we focus on self-confidence and self-esteem. Having belief in one's abilities is self-confidence. Confidence is not something you are either are or are not. Like most behaviors, it is learned and perfected with practice. Awesome. Sure. P.S. Just a reminder that during this level, you will need to have all the required sparring equipment. If you have not already acquired the appropriate equipment, we strongly encourage you to get it as soon as possible. Please feel free to drop by the front counter and we'll be happy to assist you. Delinquent letters. After 1, 30, 60, or 90 days, students who are delinquent will receive a series of emails. Delinquent 1, simple reminder that their payment didn't go through. Delinquent 30, letting them know it's been 30 days if they could please make it up. Delinquent 60, stronger email warning about collections. And then delinquent 90, collections notification. Okay, cool. So this is delinquent letter number 1. We noticed that your last month's payment wasn't processed successfully. This could be for a number of reasons, ranging from change of account to non-sufficient funds. If you need to update your billing information, please contact us at the school. Please check below for your billing method to find out how we will bring your account up to date. Credit card, we will try to deduct your monthly payment 2 more times this month to bring your account up to date. If your account is still in areas, what is that word? Arrears? I never saw that, sorry. Then you come to school to make a payment. Your account will be double deducted on your next payment date. For EFT auto debit, please contact us at the school so we can make arrangements for your payment. Just a reminder that it could take up to 6 business days for your payment to process depending on the day of the draft. Please let us know if you have any questions regarding your payments. You can automatically update your billing account information by clicking here. Renewal, this is a great one too. I use this as well, Sean. 30, 60, 90 days out from their expiry of their agreement, students receive emails about their membership expiring. Renewal 90, highlighting achievements and reviewing long-term goals. Now is the time to take action. Renewal 60, reminding of goals for the future and explaining benefits of renewing. Renewal 30, express the concern of not continuing with the martial arts. Upgrades, letters go out periodically to all students who are upgradable. Testimonial video or story of a student who is doing amazing in the program you are trying to sell. Letter highlighting features and benefits students receive by enrolling in a higher program. Sure.
This is huge. Does anybody have testimonial videos of their students? Yes? What you do is you get testimonial video of a student who's like one of your rockstar students who's probably going to do it for you anyways and who's in one of your higher programs. You have them in their uniform or you have them whatever it is in their program. If they're doing like, if you have an MMA program that encompasses everything, you have shots of them doing every different part and you have a testimonial video. And this whole email for an upgrade is, hey, check out this video of, Jake in our Masters Club program. That's the video. That's the email with the link to the video. And then you let the video sell itself. And then if you like the Masters Club and you want to become part of the Masters Club, click here. It's that simple. Or call us now. That's the entire email for a testimonial. It's a similar thing to a success story. Success stories is just adding a couple more of them in the same email, but it's not really a whole lot of science behind it. And again, it gets put into your autoresponder, so it's going to be sent out every single day to the people that meet the requirements on the filter. Okay.
Okay, special offers and promotions for renewal. All emails should include a link which connects them to your store where they can purchase new membership automatically. Birthdays were the worst days. Now we sip champagne when we're thirsty. It's the first time I read this. This is awesome. Oh, God.
Anybody know what song that's from?
Yeah. Letters go out automatically to all students who have a birthday coming up. These are probably one of the best letters. Absolutely, the birthday letters. Adults, e-card or B-day letter on their birthday. You get a free gift when a free class for your friend to come try. And when they scan it, also it's like it sings happy birthday to them still on Perfect Mind. I'm not sure how many people use that feature. It's pretty cool.
You guys do that? Sings happy birthday?
Happy.
The kids love it. They come in.
Yeah.
Oh, swipe the cards, and sing happy birthday.
Kids, 3 emails, 60, 40, 20 days out promoting your amazing birthday parties. Yeah, well, like I said, we have a lot of we have a lot more birthday parties than in Vancouver. They're mostly adults. We're like the opposite. We have all kids. So these letters, like, we send them out religiously, and that's how we book most of our birthday parties, is from the letters. I think just by going through this presentation, and we're just starting to hear, like, videos are even more effective, or links to videos are even more effective, maybe a birthday party in conjunction with a letter. You know, I mean, if you have birthday parties that are rocking in your school and a lot of energy and it's exciting, even just a little clip to go along with it. Maybe singing happy birthday. I mean, we also get like a birthday cake, and we get our logo right on the cake, which is always really cool. We take the pictures and we tag everybody on Facebook. I was explaining to someone else that's how we get a lot of people on our social networks as well. So whenever we have a picture, we tag a lot of our students, and then all their friends see it. So that would probably work really well with the letters for the birthday parties. All right. Retention 246. Have a report which automatically generates your 246 call dates. Highlights which students need to be called in one report. Question and answer text boxes are right on the page as well.
Are you guys making 246 calls, retention calls? Yes, no? No? Start immediately. It's going to reduce your cancellation rate. Do you guys know what your highest cancellation rate is based on belt? Does anybody know? Okay. Anybody else? White belt was ours, by far. White belt. Huge. Huge. All right, believe it or not, was white belts. They're supposed to be the most excited, but what happens is, good sales process. Some people who, were super pumped up, they phased off, right? So this 246 was huge in the beginning, just to make sure that they're on track. We had a problem. Our classes were some of them were quite full, so people fell through the cracks. If they missed a class, it was hard to know who was missing because they're all new faces. So this really helped, because it was the program director's job to call 2 weeks after they start, 4 weeks after they start, and 6 weeks after they start, just to check in. And right on, again, at the end of this, we'll kind of show you live on Perfect Mind. There's a tab. It's called Retention, and it will say Call 2 completed, and it will be a box to the right with a list of questions that you're supposed to ask on that Call 2. So whoever picks up the phone, they're just literally reading. How is everything going? Do you know where it is? Down the page. Call 4, same thing. You've completed your first month. How do you feel? Et cetera, et cetera. Then call 6, the same thing. And there's even a box beside it so you can write down the notes. And this is all produced automatically, again, once somebody registers in Perfect Mind. So at the end, we can show you guys how to set that up. Here's some high-level stuff. Champions Club. So for us, we use something called opportunities. Essentially, an opportunity is just any chance or an opportunity you have to make a sale. So that could be for an extension, a renewal, an upgrade, a pro shop sale. And we have something called a Champions Club. Our Champions Club is it starts at $9,500 and it goes up to $11,500 in a one payment. What it is you're paying for your black belt, essentially. Okay, you pay for your black belt. So we try to do on average about 2 a month of Champions Clubs. So it's automated, so someone will automatically produce an opportunity for students that are eligible for Champions Club, and it's filtered by this. Students who are already paying in full, so they're already paying $2,000 to $4,000 per year for the membership. So we know we're pulling them out based on we think that they can afford it. At a certain belt level. So depending, there's different criterias. You're only eligible for Champions Club up until blue belt. After that, you're not. You have to do it earlier on at your time. Geographic area, this can get even more specific. We're separated into North and West Van. West Van is the second most expensive postal code in British Columbia. And then membership type. So some people are on a Master's Club, which is our higher program. And certain people, when you say, yeah, do you want to pay $10,000 right now? They're like, yeah, no problem. And other people are like, they're totally scared. So all it does is create something automatically for us so that we can follow up with these students. So we're not just sifting through a list. It automatically generates this list for us. Okay. Operation Big Money. Some more high-level stuff for automation is family members, tracking ages and names of siblings. And again, this is to send out birthday cards to siblings, send out when you have different events for bully prevention or buddy days, importance of family and sharing with what you learn with others, personal emails about buddy days, share the art weeks, and mom and dad days train free. We do mom's train free for Mother's Day for the whole month, and dad's train free for the whole month for Father's Day. That's a promotion we run every single year. Special promotions for second and third family members or family deals. Okay. And finally, also we do pro shop opportunities. So it automatically creates an opportunity for students who reach a certain belt and need certain equipment. So I'll go back to that letter that we read earlier. On the bottom, what did it say? Now you're at this level. Did you get your equipment? If not, now's the chance. It's automatically going to create an opportunity, which our pro shop manager will see on his list to pick up the phone and call that student and say, hey, have you got your gear? So now you got a guy trying to sell him equipment. So it works really well for us in order to increase our pro shop sales. Okay, reach a certain belt and are eligible for a new uniform. So Sensei Nick, you guys can get some like custom uniforms once they get to a certain level or something, right? Right. So what that would do is, if they haven't got it and you haven't announced it, somebody who's responsible for selling uniforms, they look at this list that's automatically generated and they can individually follow up with each person that's on the list. And again, Perfect Mind is just going to spit that out. New products and gear. Okay.
Okay, so next we'll go over some things for lead automation. And one of the things I explained to everybody before was, like, why do you want to like automate some of the things for your leads? Well, this is what's going to happen. So leads going to come in from your website, or maybe a walk-in that you couldn't book. You've had that sometimes. They want to check out other schools. And then what happens is, like, as a front desk person or a program director, in most cases they're going to call them probably once, maybe twice. So like, she walks into the school, hey, how you doing? I try to book her for an appointment. She needs to go back and talk with her husband. All right, and then I'm like, okay, no problem. See, like, again, like I really have a low pressure sales. I don't like go use the objections like and say to her like, oh, well, you can't make a decision without your husband. Like, I don't like that style. Like, when people say that to me, like, like if I say I want to talk to my wife first, and then they start getting real aggressive with me, like, I just walk out. Like, I don't like that. So that's just my opinion. Some people, like, what I'm saying, when you're trying to sell someone and they start using those objections, I think that's like so like early, like late 90s. You know what I mean? So anyway, when she doesn't come in most cases, if I was a program director, I'll give her a call like next week. I'll leave a message. And in most cases, again, that's like the last time it's ever going to happen. Maybe like when I was in my schools all the time, every week I would say, I want you to call all the people from the past month that didn't show for an appointment. So the reason why you need to automate this is because people are slipping through the cracks. Like the walk-in, the website lead, and it just leaves an email address. So a really good program director would have right there. It's like they might follow up like a month later, but on average, that person's just going to get lost in the shuffle. So this is like an example, and I think this is good to understand. I'm looking at a lot of these letters, and like what I always think about is always on ways to improve things. Like I think they sound really good, but the one thing that I don't really like, and you might, again, there's two schools. It's up to you. I don't like things that like are obviously blatant, that it's like automated. Like getting the fake email that I'm like, it's like, hey Nick, we haven't seen you in class, and it's like 4 paragraphs long, and by the second paragraph, like they didn't write this for me. Like they didn't write this for me. I feel like it's impersonal. That's my opinion. So if you look at this, this is what I do for, like, this is Grandmaster Charfel, one of our clients. So this is for somebody that did it. Like the lead came in through the website, all right, and then it says here, I just wanted to let you hear what others are saying about us. Please click here, all right, if you'd like to hear that. And then the other one would be like, we just wanted to see what we have going on our social networks. So just like a one-line sentence. You know why? Because ADD gets worse every single year. It just does, right? I mean, the people don't read. That's why, like, if you look at Facebook, like, you could put some like real emotional thing on Facebook, and you'll get like no likes. But you could put a picture of just like you like this, and you'll get like all these people liking it. It's the truth, right? So what happens is that what we do is, it's called the website hidden pages. So that link, the cool thing about this is it goes back to the website, back to your website. All right, and then from here, like I was telling Joyce, one thing I like to do is the virtual tour. Even if you don't have a really nice school or whatever, like just like the personal, if you have a dynamic personality and people can feel your passion, that's a lot better than having like 8 paragraphs or 4 paragraphs about just like like the benefits of this and the benefit. People look at that. I just don't see it as much as they're doing a virtual tour. So this was like one we did. Like it was a series of emails. Like one was about what others are saying, and what others are saying are the idea Sean had, which was getting your students to make video testimonials. And then when someone goes on there, instead of you talking about yourself, others are talking about you. That's social proof. That like if you get like someone for your Tigers program, someone for your Dragons, someone for your kickboxing, whatever, and they're all saying, I signed up at whatever extreme martial arts and it was great. I had a great experience. And then you had a woman who was like lost a lot of weight. Then someone else, their child had ADD. Just 30-second clips is what I recommend. That's about all you need. And you don't need to go like 2-3 minutes. So this is one of the virtual tour. And then down here at the bottom, there's always has to be an offer again. You know what I mean? Click here to get started today. And then all it is, it takes them to an email for a free 2-week trial. All right, because the challenge we have right now is that, and Sean, I'm not sure if you're aware of this, but you can't, if it's already a lead and you send them to another capture form, you won't get it. That's one thing I'm talking to MF about is we need that. You know what I mean? So eventually we're going to work on that. But for now, I just have it go to another email, all right? And then it gets emailed, it just says like 2-week trial, then hopefully they send an email. Or you could put that and like call now or something. So another one, here's one. I took Grandmaster Charfell's school. So if you notice here, we made him 3 hidden pages. One's the virtual tour, the other one's what others are saying, and the other one's the social networks. Because a lot of people ask all the time, like, how do you grow your social networks? It's the same thing like everything else. You got to promote them hard. So, like using that too, like driving people to your social networks, driving your students to your social networks. When like if this was a class and this is like the parent area, like you have to announce it to the parents. You have to say to them, okay, everybody, thanks so much for everything. Couple announcements real quick. Make sure you check out our Facebook page. I just posted the summer schedule on the Facebook page. It's up there right now. Check it out. That's one of the best ways to do it because everybody always wants to know about the schedule. And I always use it for a schedule change. Summertime, fall, we change a couple times a year. January, maybe there's some adjustments. So you always have to drive people to that. And then, you could do more than one video if you want. If you want to have 3 or 4 videos, that's fine. And then the dead leads, like, we were talking earlier, and this always happens to me. As I'm doing classes, and even when I'm doing webinars, like that's how my brain works. I'm definitely crazy sometimes. Like, I'm doing a webinar, I'm doing a class, and I'm like, wait a second, I just had another sick idea, And when I'm talking about these dead leads, like we talked about using the learning center for the intro, those intro lessons, right? We talked about using that. So when you do an intro lesson, instead of giving them the sheets and all the paper that gets thrown out and gets lost, you just say to them, listen, go right to our website, right on the learning center, whatever. Well, same thing with the dead leads. The leads that have been around for like years. Like, why don't you drive them to something on the Learning Center about like the new changes, of 2012, the new changes of 2013. And it should be a series of videos like, well, starting with our 3 and 4-year-old program, just or whatever program, whatever changes you've made, update them, tell them what's going on. Criteria for your dead leads too. Like, you could funnel and go through, like if you have a lot of leads you've been over for years, a lot of these people probably won't come back. But remember I said before, like someone that had a really bad experience, like get them on a list. Like I make funny lists sometimes, like would never ever come back. You know what I mean? Hates me. You know what I mean? Had a major problem with Preston. You know what I mean? Like seriously, just so I know who they are. It's just, what is it? Yeah, exactly. So this is what we do with the dead leads, and this is automating like all of your leads that are coming through. With the students, if you could put all this together and make it creative and make videos, you're going to get your students are going to get a lot more renewals. Like Sean has some amazing ideas for all the things he's doing, and there's no one I know, and I know most of the people that are using ChampionsWay and Perfect Mind, that's using the system like Sean at his school. I mean, Sean, I think you're at your school 1 hour a week, right? A little more than that. This is on video. I just want Master Free to hear that. So. I know that Sean's he's only to school 1 hour a week, Master Freed. So but he's got it all automated, and that's it's amazing that he got to that point. So you want to automate your students, like all the things that Sean talked about, and then the leads. Obviously you want to do that as well.